Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're tackling a universal problem that I know we're all feeling: modern decision fatigue. Between the endless barrage of notifications, responsibilities piling up, and that constant background hum of, oh, I need to do that, our brains are just completely overloaded. We're biologically bottlenecked. But don't worry, because today we are going to unpack a deeply science-backed solution to help you actually reclaim control of your time, your energy, and most importantly, your peace of mind. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., and suddenly your brain just decides to play a greatest hits compilation of your dropped commitments. Unanswered emails, that project deadline, or the sudden terrifying realization that you forgot to buy dog food. It's that nagging, awful anxiety of mental clutter keeping you awake, whispering that something important is just slipping through the cracks.
Well, here's the thing. That 3 a.m. panic isn't a modern failing. It's actually just biology. Back in the 1920s, a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik discovered that our brains remember interrupted and incomplete tasks nearly twice as well as completed ones. It's known as the Zygarnik effect. Essentially, your brain haunts you with unfinished business, creating this mental tension that literally demands your attention until the loop is finally closed.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll uncover the true costs of those open loops, reveal the 30-minute antidote, break down the clear, current, and creative protocol, look at the 2026 tool landscape, and then finally, figure out how to actually make this habit stick.
Okay, Section 1. The cost of open loops. Let's look at the actual cognitive toll of carrying around all those unfulfilled goals.
In a truly fascinating 2011 study, researchers Masicampo and Baumeister proved that unfulfilled goals cause major intrusive thoughts. Like they literally interfere with your cognitive performance. But here is the massive breakthrough in their research. They found that making a specific plan for when and how to address those goals completely eliminated the interference. You don't even have to finish the task. Just making the plan is enough to stop the brain drain and free up your working memory. How wild is that?
And this brings us to a brilliant quote from productivity expert David Allen that perfectly sums up our goal here. Your mind is for having ideas, not holding them. Trying to use your own brain as a filing cabinet is exactly why you feel so overwhelmed all the time. Externalizing our mental load, getting it out of our heads and into a trusted system, is the absolute foundation for getting your peace of mind back. So what's the magic number to fix this? Just 8 minutes. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Occupational and Organizational Psychology showed that merely 8 minutes of weekly planning dramatically reduces rumination and improves cognitive flexibility for working professionals. Think about that. 8 minutes to completely change your mental state. Moving right along to Section 2, the 30-minute antidote. Enter the ultimate cognitive release valve, the GTD Weekly Review. We've really got to fundamentally reframe how we view planning. Sitting down once a week to organize your commitments is not some tedious, boring administrative chore. It's a cognitive release valve. It is literally a biological reset button for your brain. It's the deliberate process of closing all those open loops we just talked about, so your mind can actually get some rest. Now, why 30 minutes? Because investing just 30 minutes into this review is going to save you 10 or more hours of confusion, context switching, and working on the wrong things later in the week. By directing your life with intention for just half an hour, you reclaim 10 hours of lost productivity. That's just an incredible return on investment. All right, Section 3, clear, current, and creative. Let's break down David Allen's timeless execution framework. We're going to use what we call the 10-10-10 protocol to make this super approachable. That means dedicating exactly 10 minutes to each of these 3 crucial phases. Step 1 is get clear, Step 2 is get current, and Step 3 is get creative. Let's dive into these one by one. Phase 1 is all about emptying your head. You start by processing your physical and digital inboxes all the way to 0. Then you do a rapid 3-minute brain dump. Just get in there and write down every loose thought, worry, or idea. For every single item you capture, you must define the very next physical action required to move it forward. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. Otherwise, you delegate it, defer it, or delete it. This phase is the bedrock of building trust in your own system. Next up, Phase 2, getting current. This is where you make sure your system actually reflects reality. You look at last week's calendar to catch any loose ends, and next week's calendar to prepare for what's coming. You update your active projects, and you check your waiting for list to see who owes you an email or a deliverable.
But most importantly, you verify that your daily tasks actually align with your big picture goals. Because there's nothing worse than working highly productively on the exact wrong things.
And finally, phase 3, getting creative. You step back and identify your top non-negotiable priorities for the coming week. And I mean 3 priorities, not 10. Then you time block them directly into your calendar. The research on implementation intentions is crystal clear here. Specifying exactly when and where you'll work on a goal dramatically increases your follow-through. Reflect on the past week, find one small process improvement, and boom, you're done. Which brings us to Section 4, the 2026 tool landscape. The core methodology hasn't changed since David Allen invented it, but the tech environment definitely has. Here is the golden rule for modern productivity right now. AI handles the friction, but the thinking is on you. In 2026, we've got AI agents that can process our daily brain dumps, draft our follow-up emails, and organize our really unglamorous backlogs. But you cannot outsource the review itself. The human reflection, the verifying of reality, and deciding what actually matters most this week, that is still entirely your job. Luckily, today, there's a tool tailored for basically every workflow. Todoist is fantastic for general professionals at just $4 a month, featuring some really slick new AI scheduling. OmniFocus 4 remains the absolute gold standard if you're a strict, Apple-based GTD practitioner. If you're on a budget or you're big into habit tracking, TickTick is a powerhouse for just $2.99 a month. And if you know you struggle to do the review on your own, Facile Things literally guides you through the workflow step by step. Just pick the one that fits your personal style. All right, Section 5, making the habit stick. Because let's be real, knowing this protocol is completely useless if you just quit after 2 weeks. Timing is everything here. The psychology of timing shows us that the optimal implementation windows are Friday afternoons, closing out your loops so you can actually enjoy your weekend, or Sunday evenings, letting you start the week with total clarity. The absolute worst time? Monday mornings. You're already in reactive mode, putting out fires. And of course, leaving it unscheduled means it simply isn't going to happen.
To really make it stick, you need to lower the bar at first. Start with just a 15-minute mini-review, focusing only on clearing your inbox and glancing at your calendar. Pick a consistent, quiet location. Maybe grab a coffee at your favorite cafe. Schedule it as a recurring calendar event and treat that appointment with yourself as totally sacred. Build the habit first, and then you can expand the scope later.
I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. If you don't take 30 minutes to direct your week, who will? Your inbox? Your colleagues? Random emergencies? Taking control of your time and your mental energy starts with this one simple habit. So block off 30 minutes this Friday or Sunday, close those open loops, and go reclaim your peace of mind. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you all next time.